share an award together.
Well, it's funny you say that. On our phone is Donald Trump, but AJ would not come on the air. He has issued a statement. Donald, how are you?
How are you, Howard?
Donald, congratulations,
well,
first
it's
of all.
Well, it's a great honor. I mean, I probably have never been so honored in my life.
Have you won an award like this, a show business entertainment award?
I'm not sure that anybody has, Howard.
Wait till you see the award, Donald.
I look forward to getting this one, Robin.
You're going to receive an award. It's a bronze replica of my nose. As you remember last year, the award was the bronze tampon with the tampon string that actually worked.
Right.
But this year you get my nose. It's an exact replica, and it's very big, and the nostrils are extra big as well.
Well, I'll display it in a very prominent place in my office, Howard. I can promise you that.
Mr. Trump, you might be interested to know that A.J. Benson would not come on the air. He has issued a statement.
Go ahead.
Do you want to hear the statement?
Sure.
All right, here is the statement.
I accept this award and maintain my reign as the best celebrity arguer ever. If I may, rather than place this award on my mantle next to my other FMEs, I'd much rather jam it in the blank of Intern X. Long live Donald Trump, and goddammit, God bless America.
Well, whatever that means. A.J.
As inscrutable as ever.
Donald, what do you want to say? I mean, certainly we want to let you have room to do your acceptance speech. I know it was controversial whether the FMEs would go on this year.
Well, it certainly was, and it's great courage on your behalf to put them on, regardless, by the way, regardless.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, there's extra security here. Ronnie, the limo driver's actually awake.
Yeah, he's awake.
That's right.
Good.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my little combat with A.J. I have a lot of respect for a man that can dedicate a book to a woman who dumped him. No, there aren't many people that can do that I know, Howard. I mean, usually you want to forget about those women.
Oh, my God.
But, you know, it was a heated debate, and I will say this. Everybody that I know has heard it. And even just now, I just got, my phone is ringing off the hook, so you have a lot of listeners out there, Howard.
That's
that
right.
I can say.
Absolutely, and congratulations to you. By the way, as long as I have you on the phone, what's going on with, you know, I heard after the World Trade Center disaster, you heroically said you would rebuild it bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, he has said a number of things that I've agreed with wholeheartedly.
Well, you know, the problem with rebuilding it bigger and better, Howard, it's like putting a big bullseye out there. You still have to find tenants, and I think after that tragedy, a lot of people aren't going to be wanting to move into something that was bigger and better.
No, I agree.
While you'd love to do that, it's not going to work, and I think we're going to have to be satisfied with very, very beautiful, like Rockefeller Center type buildings, really, actually a better job. You know, the World Trade Center was never considered great architecture until September 11th. Sort of like Marilyn Monroe. You know, where would she be right now if she hadn't died? Okay?
You're right. Actually, they used to put down the World Trade Center as being ugly.
Everyone disliked. I mean, there wasn't a critic who gave it a good review. On September 11th, the same critics all wept and said, what a masterpiece. So, you know, that's what happens in life and death. But something great can be done. I don't believe you'll ever have that kind of height in this city again.
What?
And it's very sad, Robin. But you know, it becomes a very fat, big bullseye. You know, as a developer.
But aren't we going to get rid of the people who are shooting?
Well, I hope so, Robin. But it only takes one. As a developer, you want to do that. You know, in Chicago, I was.
What about a giant statue of me, Howard Stern?
Well, that wouldn't be, or your nose.
That's a real target.
No, it's a real problem, and I think what's going to happen is you're going to have a magnificent development built with the same kind of square footage, but it'll be in more buildings.
Skyline of New York.
Robin, I hate it. I hate telling you this. There's nothing I hate telling you more than this, but. You know, you go and say, listen, brokerage firm, how would you like to be on the 106th floor of the World Trade Center?
It wouldn't go over too big.
I don't think I have a lot of friends that would want to be up there. So,
well, wait a minute, Donald. What about putting a military installation up at the top?
Yeah, put machine guns all over the side of the building.
That'll get people to moving.
Well, I don't know. It's a very, very most tragic day in the country's history, in my opinion.
Donald, what about
Well, Donald did something yesterday that I have to question.
Go ahead.
He endorsed Fernando Ferrer.
Ooh. Well, I did, Robin. I've known him, and I'm not sure what Howard's stance is on this or your stance, but I've known Fernando, I've known Freddie for many years, and he's a tough, smart guy. And a little bit you see that with what he did with Rudy. You know, two guys said, oh, yes, we'll do whatever you want, and he just said, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm either going to be mayor or I'm not going to be mayor. If I'm not good in that 90-day period, you shouldn't elect me mayor. The fact is he's a very tough, smart guy, and I hope that all your listeners get out and vote for him. He's gotten a little bit of a bad rap.
Yeah, is he Sharpton's puppet?
No, absolutely not. And you know, you look at all the establishment people now coming out and endorsing him, but the fact is he's a very, very tough, smart cookie. I think he will actually unify the city. and I think he'll be a great mayor.
Hey, Donald, what about...
I just hope your listeners go out and vote for him, because he will do a very good job.
What about the stock market? You're its financial genius.
Well,
are you investing? Do you have any money in it?
You know what? The stock market, I think, and who knows, is going to be quite good over the next couple of years. You know, the real terror of the stock market is if you have another incident, even a much smaller one. I can't imagine a larger one.
Right.
But even a much smaller one, you know, it's so sensitive right now that something like that could really knock the hell out of it.
Do you think there was an anthrax attack on the National Enquirer?
I think so.
You
if you ever read the National Enquirer, you see what happens. I mean, Bin Laden's on the cover every weekend.
Saying he has a small penis. Nobody
Well, you know, he's got lots of different problems, okay? They have lots of different problems with Bin Laden, and he's on their cover every week, and I think they said, hey, let's, knock these guys out.
I know you hate germs. Do you have a personal supply of Cipro?
Where is his gas?
I actually do, and I actually am very concerned about that problem. It seems to be easier to make than people. Hey, this reporter opened an envelope that I guess they thought was an envelope having to do with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the reporter's dead. The photojournalist is dead.
But they say, though, if you have Cipro, okay, here's what they say, that by the time you get the symptoms, it's already too late.
Right. It's not supposed to be the greatest cure of all time.
So, but why am I the only...
In fact, they're saying that anthrax was probably placed a little bit after September 11th.
Well, but I really believe you're going to have bigger problems than that. I think you'll have other problems. I'm not sure that airplanes will be, the source of the problem.
Do you have a gas mask?
I have a gas mask. I don't know what good it's going to do, and Howard, I don't know if I know how to use it.
Do you have a contingency plan? Should there be? Are you in New York right now?
I am.
Okay. Do you have a contingency plan? Should all hell break loose? Do you have some sort of place?
Is there a bunker?
Is there a bunker?
Yeah, I would say my basic plan is to run as fast as I can.
In your gas mask and Cipro.
As you're running, Donald will pass you.
You won't believe how fast I can run.
I never thought about getting Cipro or anything, having a personal supply. And now turns out I'm the only guy. I do not have any Cipro, penicillin, or anything in case anthrax attacks.
I don't have anything. I'm not going to get anything.
Well,
my doctor, it says every doctor is concerned about his patients. I saw some guy on TV.
I didn't get a call from any doctor.
My doctor didn't call me.
Well, I hear you get very, very sick. 25% of the patients get unbelievably sick by taking it. So this doesn't sound like the ultimate medicine.
Will you have you taken any flights anywhere since September?
No, I have not. I'm not a big believer in, let me tell you, the commercial airlines, in my opinion, can never come back. I don't think they can ever come back because they were losing money on September 10th before the event.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I have to believe that at least 10% of the people that would routinely fly won't fly again. Now, if they're losing money, if you take 10%, that's a huge number of people. That means they were practically, what kind of a business is it? It was a bad business before, and they were packed. The airlines were losing money, and they were packed.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Well, they were always losing money. Every time you'd see American, Delta, everyone, TWA out of business. So they're packed, and they're losing money. How are they going to do if just 10%? Now, I happen to believe it's more than 10%. That's why Las Vegas is in such trouble.
Well, it didn't help. Yesterday, 2 days ago, a bunch of passengers had to subdue a guy who was trying to get into the cockpit, actually got into the cockpit.
Oh.
I mean, and everyone said, well, where are these sky marshals, and why is the door so easy to still open? And they said, well, maybe in a month we'll have all that together. Here we had the worst disaster in the world.
Yeah, but things don't happen overnight.
Well, I'll say this on your show, and I've said it, and everyone says, what a great idea. I've never heard of that one, so I might as well give it out on your show, and you can tell the FAA, the authorities, and take full credit for it, Howard. But I had an idea that I think is very good, and I think would work pretty well. First of all, and this is not the idea, you must put very, very strong doors in. I mean, you see, when you fly, you see the doors open, the captains are talking to everybody. They even invite you up. Every time I'm in a plane, in a commercial flight, they invite me up to sit with them.
Yeah.
Fly the plane practically, okay?
Listen, you know what? I saw a Japanese guy on TV. He has a company here in America that actually makes doors. You can't even shoot through them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely. Howard, it's so simple.
Yeah.
And they even make them out of light material. You know, with planes, you don't want to have the heavy lead stuff, right?
Right.
But they make them out of light material, and it's stronger than steel.
But what is your idea? Go ahead.
But here's my idea. First of all, you have to have those doors. You can't even think about it.
Okay.
So those doors, I mean, frankly, they shouldn't allow a flight to go up until those doors are installed. They can be installed in 2 days on each plane.
I agree.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, you have a red button in the plane, and the pilot has a huge problem in the back. He's got 2 or 3 terrorists here, going crazy. He presses a button, and sleeping gas comes out. The entire back of the plane goes to sleep, including everybody falls asleep. Now you wake up, and you're landed. You wake up. Now think of this, Howard.
Yeah.
You now wake up at Kennedy Airport, LaGuardia Airport. They come in, they take the terrorists, knock the crap out of them, hang them from the back of the plane, and the rest of the people wake up and they had a nice rest.
Yeah.
Now, you know, they have a gas that's a beautiful sleeping gas. It puts people to sleep.
It's not a bad idea.
I assume the pilots are going to have gas masks just in case some leaks through these doors we're talking about, right?
Yeah, they'll go to sleep, too.
Hey, listen, the pilots, we do not want to fall. Robin, we do not want the pilots to fall asleep.
Okay.
So we don't want to take a chance. But isn't that sort of a good idea?
That's a good idea.
And everybody that's heard it loves the idea, but I haven't read about it. So now I'm giving it on your show. We're going to see what kind of power you have.
Well, listen, let's not lose sight of what's important here and say congratulations on your FM.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Howard.
you know
and
that.
Howard, one thing if I can, you know, I agreed to take over the Woolman skating rink. I built it years ago, and it was a great success. And then I gave it to the city, and it was badly managed for 5 years, terrible. And they came to me and they said, would you take it over and do a great... And I have agreed to do that because, you know, because of what's happened, I just want to do it. It's a very magical spot in the middle of Central Park, not far from where you live.
Yes.
And tell your people, tell everybody that's listening that this rink will be so magnificent, brought back to its original glory. And after November 1st, I hope everybody listening is going to go out there and use the Woolman rink. And I also hope they're going to go out and vote for Freddie Ferrer, because he will be a great mayor.
Well, by the way, also, to show you what a role Donald Trump is on, even in these bad times, Donald recently, and I don't think I'm giving away a secret, had brunch with Stuttering John.
That's when I thought things were going
in Atlantic
downhill.
City. By the way, he put on a great show, Howard.
Really?
I have to tell you.
You're kidding me.
The place went crazy.
Let me ask you something.
They were going crazy. The show was unbelievable. You know, it was John and some of John's friends.
Yeah.
It was a Trump Marina. The place went crazy.
What about this Woolman rink? Will there be naked models skating at Woolman rink?
No, but, you know, I own a model agency called T Management, which is very successful.
Is your girlfriend in that agency?
She's now in my agency. I got her over to my agency. If I
you,
couldn't do that, I'm in trouble. Howard, if I
the...
can't convince her to go into my agency, I'm in big trouble.
I saw her the other night. What a hot chick this Melania Knaus is. That's some girl.
Why don't you marry her and give her a good name?
Hey, Howard, you know...
Yeah, why don't you marry her and give her
I like the name.
Knaus. Knaus?
K-N-A-U-S-S. You know, no, she's a great person.
What is it, John?
I had brunch with Donald and...
How did that ever happen?
And his beautiful girlfriend... She is gorgeous. And Donald has to move because she's on the car keys there. You know, she's on, like, you see the billboards.
Well, I let her do advertising down there because I got her for the right price, Howard.
Of course. I mean, he's got a hot girlfriend. Why wouldn't he?
She works for his agency.
And she looks at him so lovingly. Oh, man, Donald, you must have a crazy time.
Great. She's great. But, you know, John, so we were there, and I said, John, let's have lunch tomorrow. I didn't really mean it, Howard. You know, I just said,
right.
But, you know, it's like you say, let's have lunch. All of a sudden, my phone, where's Mr. Trump?
Right.
And they're down there having lunch. And you know what? Did we have a good time, John?
We had a great time.
Really?
But it was one of those deals. You throw it out. Come on, John, we'll have lunch someday.
Well, you are a man of the people if you're eating with Stuttering John.
He called me in my room.
Actually, I ended up calling him. I said, let's go, John.
Donald, what is happening?
We had lunch for 2.5 hours. And I'll tell you, it was good. But John's
and the girlfriend was there, too?
Yeah.
What did she wear to lunch?
She wore a white sweatshirt. She didn't dress too provocatively, unfortunately, but she looked gorgeous.
Donald, why do you let her out of the room dressing in a sweatshirt?
I don't know.
He knew he was going to have lunch with Stuttering.
You know, she likes to dress down. Some people like to dress up, like our friend Kylie. Kylie likes to dress in a different manner.
Yeah, I mean...
And we all like Kylie. Kylie's a friend of all of ours. But, you know, Kylie could tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, I thought that she looked a little trashy in that see-through outfit the other day.
You know, she's such a high-quality girl, Howard. I mean, it's amazing. But I heard her on your show, and it was like, holy Christmas. You know, what she said on your show, you don't get a lot of people to say.
No, she was great. And let me say something here, that Donald Trump has been a good friend of the show.
He has. And he gave us $10,000. That was beautiful.
Yes, he did, to our fund. And let me tell you something. And Kylie wears lingerie to funerals.
That's
so I
true.
want you to know that. But Donald Trump, you are a winner today.
Thank you.
Is Melania there with you?
She is.
Does she know you won?
I didn't want to tell her, Howard, because every time I go on the show, I get in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, the last time when they wanted me to run for president, you called me and you said, is Melania there?
Right.
And I said, yes. What's she wearing? And I said, nothing. This didn't go over well with presidential people.
Really? Is she again?
Somehow, like Laura Bush and people like that don't like that.
Is she again nude?
I don't want to tell you anymore. Last time it was front page in the New York Post.
Wow.
Do you remember that mess you got me into?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
so now I'm going to say she's fully clothed. She looks very beautiful. She's sleeping.
She's got a body on her.
She's got some body. How often are you having sex with her still? I mean, because you've been going, how long have you been going out with her?
3 years.
3 years, and the sex is still good?
It's very good, yeah.
How many times a week?
I better not get into this. Howard, the last time you got me in all this trouble, I'm supposed to be this wonderful
Well, you're a stud. I mean, why not?
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
Do me a favor.
You are a stud. You will
Tap 3 times on your phone right now if you had sex with her last night.
I never said a word, Howard.
Right. Donald Trump,
she's a great girl.
Congratulations on your
Well, I appreciate it. This is a great honor. And, John, thank you. And Gary, did Gary win, by the way, his category?
We don't know
We're
yet.
waiting for the vote.
We're waiting
how
for the
can
vote.
he lose? That was... You know, I asked John when I called in, I said, John, how can Gary's current wife, who's incredible, how can she stand that?
Believe me, she can't.
You know what? Gary has to just say he did that. He was just kidding. He just wanted to get there.
So you would vote for Gary? Even though Candy had anal sex?
Honestly, that was unbelievable.
Amazing. All
It was
right.
just no contest.
There you go. There's Donald Trump's vote. We'll include that in the votes.
Vote is falling.
Keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
Have a good time. So long, Robin.
Congratulations.
Bye,
what an honor to win the FME. You could see, even a guy with all his wealth and all his accomplishments, you could see how excited he
It
was.
makes a difference when you win an award. Somebody just gives you something.
Yeah, it's better than sex, the FME.